Welcome. I'm Karen Marsdale, President at the Greater Reading Chamber, and I'm pleased to have another wonderful member as we're doing another member spotlight. And it's great to have with me today the CEO of Easter Seals of Eastern PA, Nancy Knoebel. Nancy, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I don't know that there's anyone who doesn't know at least the name Easter Seals, and that you do some kind of work, and it's oftentimes or most times with children. You have been in your position for, we said, 16 years, and so you certainly know the operation really well. So let's talk about really what you want to let this audience know that maybe they didn't know about Easter Seals, what your program of work is, who you serve. Is there a need for volunteers? Are challenges different today than they were when you came on board? So let's just jump right into what are the programs of Easter Seals.
That sounds great. Well, you hit the nail on the head. A lot of people, we're very lucky in that people know who Easter Seals is. They know the name. But not everybody is as familiar with exactly what it is we do. So I always welcome an opportunity to lay that out. We're here to serve people with disabilities in the Berks community. That's why we exist, and that's why we've existed for about 85 years here in the Berks community. But the way we've done that, the way we've impacted and supported people with disabilities has, of course, evolved dramatically in that period of time. So currently, today, we serve a wide range of people. You're absolutely right in that we are known for our strength in supporting children and their families, but we're also working with young adults, teens, and adults with disabilities as well, because clearly as people get older, needs continue to evolve. And one of the things that we're really proud of at Easter Seals, Eastern Pennsylvania, is our ability to evolve to meet community needs in that area. So specifically what that means is that we have our biggest program still is our early intervention program, and that is with little children, birth to 3, who have a developmental delay or disability. And the importance of providing occupational, physical, speech therapy and special developmental services to these children at that age is just a well-proven concept. It's well documented that it's pennies to the dollar in terms of what you spend now and what you reap in benefits later, because brains are developing at such a rapid pace at those early years. And we know that by providing this really high level of intervention, we're working not only with the child but the family. Children do tremendously well, and when they go to kindergarten, frequently you'll see that the need for services is either eliminated or greatly reduced over children who didn't have the benefit of that service.
That's a great point to make.
Yeah, absolutely. It's huge. So we know that that really matters, and so we have a lot of expertise in that arena. We also we have a center on George Street in Muhlenberg Township, and in that center, children come for outpatient therapy, where they can get occupational, physical, and speech therapy right there here in Reading. And we have just a tremendous group of therapists providing those services, and that's for children of any age. Mostly it's school age and over, and we do go into adults. Mostly, though, it's children and young adults. And we also have a really spectacular medical clinic program that's completely free. And
I did not know that.
That is for pediatric neurology, orthopedics. We also have a feeding clinic, because a lot of children have challenges with eating. That's a multidisciplinary clinic with a behavioral specialist, a dietitian, an occupational therapist, and other specialists who know what it means to have a child with an eating difficulty and how to help manage that. These are the children that sometimes will only eat goldfish crackers or only white food or nothing that crunches or things like that. So they're not getting the nutrition that they need, and we work with the families and the children to help to identify what might be going on. And we're really excited because we're about to launch, we think, we're very close to launching an autism diagnostic clinic. We're currently trying to bring a developmental pediatrician to the community from Philadelphia. And we were able to get a little bit of extra funding from the Department of Health, who helps fund that clinic along with the United Way here in Berks County. That would enable us to add more clinics, and we know that the diagnosis for children with autism continues to be difficult, and so there's just not enough capacity in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited about being able to add that capacity to the community. So more on that later, but we're still in the developmental stages, but it's looking really positive.
Wow, that would be a great benefit to obviously to Easter seals, and this is just a topic that you're hearing more and more about, and unfortunately more diagnoses of autism on the spectrum.
Correct.
So if that can be sort of fast forwarded and found
sooner,
earlier, it's probably better. How can we help you as a business organization? Are there opportunities for us to get the word out about volunteerism? What is it that is on your mind in terms of what we do?
Well, we really appreciate our relationship with the Chamber.
Thank you.
One of our most interesting newer programs, I think, is our program where we work with kids that are about 14, 15 years old and over, who we're trying to help them, prepare them for life after graduation from high school.
Interesting.
So it's very work focused, and opportunities for our students to connect with local businesses, to learn about different types of jobs, possibly do mock interviews, have just expose people to our goal is to make sure that the students that we're working with understand this is their community too, and it's filled with opportunity, and how do we help connect them to those opportunities. And just awareness and building connections with local businesses, to me, is the number one first step. And
Absolutely.
What happens from there, we don't know. Everyone has different skills, abilities, and interests.
Certainly.
And some businesses are maybe more able to help support people with disabilities. Some might have a harder time. But certainly anybody could open up a door and invite us in and tell us about what they do and what kind of jobs there are.
Absolutely. And I think that that's something that we're very much focused on at the Chamber. And we've actually just created a position for an individual who actually happens to be the coordinator of this program is going into that position as we speak on workforce. And our definition of that piece of workforce is really working more on kind of the pipeline of getting students, no matter where they are in their life skills and or in their, what they think about in terms of a job, of just getting them to think about a plan.
Yeah, exposing them to opportunities and
opportunities.
Ideas. And to the community.
Right, exactly. And we've got great employers that really are excited because they want, first of all, they want young people to stay in Berks County, find jobs, and there are good paying jobs, and there are good jobs of all types that can be, and oftentimes children don't know this. As busy as guidance counselors are, and as much as they try to do. So I think that this will evolve into something. So this is good knowledge for me to have.
It sounds like a good possible synergy there between what we're working on and what the Chamber is focusing on, because there's definitely a role that I think we can help play in some of that workforce development, although perhaps it might look a little bit different.
Sure, it all can look different as long as at the end there's some success.
We're all trying to do the same thing.
Because we're all trying to do the same thing.
Exactly.
So what's coming up?
Well, I still have one other thing I would love to ask from the Chamber community.
Sure.
And of course, we're always looking for new board members. And so if you're watching this and you have an interest in being on a board, please connect with Easter Seals. One of the things that we're really trying to do is broaden the diversity on our board, and that's very diversity with a capital D. I mean, we just want a range of types of people from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different viewpoints, sitting around the table, because we find when you have diverse thinking and diverse backgrounds and perspectives, you get the best work done.
Absolutely.
So that is something that we really value and cherish.
Well, I think that's something that we could probably help you with.
That'd be great.
There's a lot of young adults, a lot of adults in diverse populations, and I think that they add something to the table.
Definitely.
So we can talk about that.
And I think it's hard sometimes for us to all meet each other.
Sure.
Unfortunately, which is the more we can create diversity in our organizations, the easier it becomes to meet each other.
Exactly.
So you have to get over a few first steps, and then I think things happen very naturally.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's another great way the business community can help with Easter
Okay,
seals.
well, we'll talk about that.
So-
Well, honestly, Nancy, this time has gone very quickly.
Yes, it has.
But we've gotten some good things talked about
Great.
and some ideas percolating, and folks watching may be calling and saying, I have been thinking about a board, and this is something that would be a passion.
Feel free to pass them along to me, and I will love that so much.
Absolutely.
And I would be remiss if I didn't add one thing. We have the United Way campaign about to kick off.
Yes.
And Easter Seals is a very grateful recipient of some really strong United Way funding. And when you donate to United Way through the workplace,
yes,
you're
everyone should be doing that.
helping people in the community with disabilities and with a lot of other needs. And so we thank all of you who are thinking about doing that.
Well, that's a wonderful segue into saying that it is time, United Way time, and I know that Tammy White and her team are working really hard, and please think about that, because a little goes a long way if everyone helps.
It really does.
So,
the Berks community is incredibly generous.
They are.
Through the United Way and through many other ways, but the United Way campaign is just a tremendous
amazing
thing to watch, and we are just so grateful to be a part of that.
Well, and you do great work.
Thank you.
And that's, I'm sure the reason why you're there. But Nancy, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for taking your time.
Thank you. And we have a new logo, and so I'm presenting you with our
new
beaker.
Oh, thank you.
So,
I need a new water bottle for my office.
Well, there you
perfect.
Go then.
Thank you.
And here's a little brochure about our programs for you. So,
thank you so much for coming.
Of course, more is on our website.
Yeah, of course.
Everything. Good.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
No, it's wonderful.
Okay.